a sunny. Looking back, it was all needed. The problems, the pain, the trauma, the grieving. You are now tuned in to the prisoner to painter. Prisoner to painter. Hard work, dedication. Rainy days, inspiration. Prisoner to painter. And now, a word from your local Pope dealer.
Welcome to the Prisoner to Painter podcast. I'm Nathan McDermott.
And I am Katie McDermott.
And today we have Larry with us, tattoo artist, old friend. Yeah. How's it going, man?
It's going good.
That's good. So I normally read a bio or something, but we're just going to hear just straight from you, so I'm going to jump right into it. Where do you say your story starts?
Well, my story starts way back. I started tattooing when I was 12 years old. Yeah. I did my first tat when I was 9. Went about 3 years before I did it again. I knew how to make tattoo guns as a young child. Got my hands on one. Once I tore it apart. I had it like 2-3 days by the time my grandma realized I had it. By the time she realized I had it, took from me, whooped my ass. It was too late. I knew how to put them together, and in the 90s, Walkmans were everywhere. So, get my hands on a tape player, had a new tattoo gun.
Awesome.
But yeah, I actually started like tatting when I was 12. I did one on a friend, and then one on my brother and cousin. Yeah. They weren't good. I ain't even gonna pretend like they were. I taught myself how to tattoo. Right on. I probably didn't shoot my first good tattoo until I was like 17, 18. Just kept going and going with it.
Yeah, heck yeah. So you say you started at about 12 years old. I mean, that's fucking young. I mean, most kids get video games or, hell, even kids getting in trouble stealing cars, but starting a tattoo, that's a unique, not in a bad way, that's a very unique, so you must be artistic?
Yeah. I've always been a little bit artistic. When I was younger, they didn't like the idea of me tatting. That was probably the most hated thing in my family until I actually started to make it. And then all of a sudden, the ones that were fucking, don't, are up first ones talking about, we knew you were going to make it. Shut up.
Family, your family religious?
No.
Okay, I just know sometimes that's why people don't like tattoos, so I figured I'd ask that.
They were older.
Gotcha.
They were just older and didn't like tattoos. Back when I first started tatting, it was just criminals and military getting that shit. Sailors and fucking bikers.
Okay. Katie, you want to jump in here? You don't want to be bouncing back and forth with me.
Can you explain what a bad tattoo is?
Oh shit, when they fall out, don't look like it's supposed to, blown out lines.
Okay.
Yeah, all my beginning mistakes.
Right on. So it started at 12. Well, you said before the podcast, so these people don't know, but you said that you learned a lot in prison. So you started at 12. What happened? Let's fast forward to 14. Where are you at there? Juvie, getting any better? Juvie?
Yeah, I spent most of my adolescence in juvenile. I started getting locked up when I was 9. I pretty much was locked up until they transferred me to jail on my 17th birthday, and then from there I went to prison when I was 18. I drew a lot when I was incarcerated. I drew cards for people. I drew portraits for people. Incarcerated. My grandma used to tell me I was wasting my life being locked up, and I'd argue with her, telling her I'm not. I don't know why, but I know I'm not. I'm learning something, and I just know I'm on a path, and couldn't nothing or nobody dissuade me off that until I had my kids. I had my first son when I was 26, and it was like a light coming on in my life. Like I had lived in the dark every day before that, and all of a sudden I had direction. Yep. And in that moment I had a choice to make, to either be my father or be what I needed as a father. And that was the turning point, because up until then I got about 15 and a half years incarcerated. I've been locked up damn near my whole life. Yeah. And that ain't one straight through. My dumb ass would get locked up, out, locked up, out. Get more lock up, because we gotta send me to jail. I'm already here.
So, how was your childhood? You said that be your father. Did you guys have a bad relationship? Was it just like traumatic childhood?
He was in and out of prison my whole life. Quite abusive. My mom just died when I was 7, so I've always been with my grandparents and stuff. Well, then my grandpa died after that, and grandma tried, but it was rough back then.
Well, clearly the point of not clearly, but the point of this podcast is to give hope to other people. So clearly there's some hope in your story. Going from that to we'll get to it, but going from that to where you are now is impressive. So I'm happy to have you on. Geez, Dad died kind of young. Grandma raised you in and out of juvie. I mean, did you graduate high school?
I got my GED in
Good
prison.
enough. Right on. Okay.
You said you started tattooing like first around 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of led you into that? How did you figure that out?
I don't know. Everybody around us had tattoos and stuff. My family was more on the degenerate side, I guess we would go with.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that was around had ink and stuff. My dad had got out of prison and he went on one of his little bends and stuff, and I went through his bag of stuff and I found a tattoo gun, took out to my room with it and shit. And it wasn't none but it was the motor out of a tape player with a big pen top bent with a big pen in it and all the little attachments. Well, I tore it apart, put it together, tore it apart, put it together, and by the time they found out 3 days later, you couldn't stop me because now they're everywhere. I just kept putting them together. I used to do such scratch work. And I remember my grandma taking me into a tattoo shop for my 17th birthday thinking she was going to like dissuade me from the lifestyle. Yeah. I was going to get a cross. It was this big, just this tiny little cross. They wanted $75. My grandma was pissed, livid. This is like 2002. She's mad. She ain't paying no $75. We walked up out of there. She's mad as hell, and I got a smile this big. I'm just sitting here thinking $75 for something this small. I found my way of life.
Yeah.
I ain't never looked back since. I tatted my face when I married my industry because what else can I do after this? After I've done all that, what else? I'm an artist for life. There's no going back.
Awesome. Oh, talk about dedication, dude. Some people never find what their calling is, so that's impressive that you found it so young, let alone found it at all. So
I just always knew I was gonna be a tattoo artist from the first time I grabbed that tattoo gun and I looked at it as a young child. I just knew that this is what I was gonna do. And in the beginning, everybody hated on me. Everybody told me to stop. Everybody told me get a real job. Get a real job. Well, now my real job pays me $150 an hour, and people line up to pay me it. The same people that used to tell me get a real job are the same ones asking me to come and hang out with them. Why don't I ever stop by and talk to them no more?
Yep.
Because I ain't forget.
Hey, that we'll backtrack after this, but it's got to be kind of humble, or it's got to be kind of hard staying humble. I say that because I went from not having a good job to making a lot of money. Do you find it hard to stay humble when those people are like, hey man, why don't you come around anymore? Because I make a lot of fucking money and you didn't believe me, asshole.
It ain't even about the money. It's just about the fact that you didn't have any belief in me. And then some of them I just stay away from because their lifestyle don't match up with my lifestyle no more. And this Jacktown shit just to keep you in a fucking loop. I had to cut that loop if I wanted to do better for my children and be a better man.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why, that's what this started all of this, is because Jackson's the prison city, and I'm about sick of that being the only fucking thing that we're known for, so...
that's literally that and our murder rate.
Yep. And then people are like, oh, you're from Jackson? I'm like, it's between Detroit and Grand Rapids.
Yeah, people don't know where it's at, and I'm like, if you go down 94, it's between Ann Arbor and Battle Creek.
Well, then, going back, you said that you were hauled from juvie to jail at 17. If you don't mind my asking, what was the charge?
There was a few different charges, but the main one, they had me on medication since I was a child, and I was court ordered while I was at school, and my PO, one of the teachers noticed I wasn't on my meds. They called it my PO. My PO told me to take my meds. I told her I'm not taking them no more. She told the judge locked me up. Sat there till I was 17 and then got transferred over, and my other charges kept me locked up. I got out. My brother stole a bus, almost not a full bus, not a school bus, like one of those little short buses for a tour, like the tour buses. Well, he stole that, and I went down to help him clean it up. We ended up getting caught and all that, and that sent me. That was the charge that sent me to the joint.
Right.
Then I got a bunch of weed charges.
Right on. Now, I think that's about a crock of shit anyways, weed charges in general. But, yeah. So you go to prison. What is, how was quarantine?
Quarantine sucks. Quarantine's the worst part of it all.
Okay.
And it sounds like you hear ghosts at night because all the broken windows on the wall and the way it breathes in there at night. It just sounds like people are going ooh all night long.
Damn, how many days you stay there?
Oh shit, which time?
Oh no, yeah, my bad. I guess I should have elaborated. But then what was your longest quarantine?
I think I sat there like 70 days on my second time.
Fuck, dude. So 2.5 months, just 23 hours in your fucking stuff. Damn. I mean that's just like being in the hole, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Well, except in the hole, you ain't got a mattress on your frame.
Damn, you're sleeping on cold metal.
Yeah.
Okay, so you, sorry, I'm sorry if I repeat myself. I do it just to try to keep like a series of events.
No, you're good.
So you go to prison, first time, quarantine. Where were you housed? Cotton? Were you up above the bridge?
First time I went to, I went to Ken Ross, then from Ken Ross, no. First time I went to MTU,
Okay.
and then from MTU I got boot camp. I got out. Well, I finished boot camp. I got out of boot camp. I never finished the parole. I caught some weed charges. Got caught with a whole bunch of weed. Sent me back to prison, and then from there I went to Ken Ross. I fucked off Ken Ross. I went to Alger Max. I sat there for like 5 years, and then from there they sent me to St. Louis 4. I was there for a year, then to Coldwater, and then they let me out.
Okay. What was the best prison out of all of them?
There is no best.
Okay. Well, what was the lesser of all the evils?
Probably Coldwater. I
Okay.
mean, it was just as dangerous, but it was so wide open. People just usually kept to themselves because they got weight pits and
Okay.
game rooms and pool tables and all that fun stuff.
Like, it sounds dangerous just having the stuff that goes with those things.
Well, I watched them take some of the pool balls and put it in a laundromat, and they smacked the dude in the head and caved his head in, and they shut down the game room for like a month after that because he didn't make it.
Yeah.
Like that collapsed his shit.
Damn. So, just seeing this or being put in these situations, do you think that was traumatizing to you?
I mean, it probably would have been if it wouldn't have been for the way I was raised. Like that, I don't know. In a way, I was almost bred for this lifestyle, and that's what was so hard to change into how I am now. Is because I'm changing everything that I had ever seen or was taught.
Okay. Damn, I guess I never even thought.
The like unlearning
Yeah.
behaviors.
Yeah, but
And patterns.
What did you in uni call that? It's like an acquired I guess I never thought that. I guess that never registered that. How could it be trauma if you're so used to it? So that's crazy.
Like memories like that, stuff like that goes back my entire, like, even as child, I remember watching dope heads fighting in the living room and stuff. Like, it's just, yeah, I was just always used to that type of stuff. So I guess it really wasn't as traumatizing for me as it probably should have been. I still think about it. You know, I've had dreams of that scenario of what if that was me, but probably none of the long-lasting side effects. That's just one of 100 different things I saw in prison happen to people.
Damn. You know, it's crazy to think, because it's like I was raised, and I say this to relate, I guess, but it's crazy to think that there's people out there that have it rough like you, and it's like, and some people are raised like me with love and nurture, and then we both end up in the same place. Different, but we both wound up, I mean, different walks of life, but same outcome. Prison, could have been death, could have been, you know, whatever.
Would you say that prison sometimes maybe felt safer?
Juvie did. I liked being in juvie. Prison, safer? No. The routine, honestly, like, now that I look back, I can acknowledge it, but the structured routine made me feel comfortable. I knew what I was doing every day. It wasn't something I had to think about. It was something that was there, and I knew what was happening every day. The food was coming, the food wasn't coming, the yard. So yeah, no, it took me a few years to break that institutionalization cycle, because it was comfy, I guess, looking back on it.
The reason I'm glad you asked that because I was going to ask that, getting in and out. Do you think maybe you went back however many times? I don't want to speak for you, but because it was so easy there, and then this last time, or because I don't.
Are you talking like self-sabotage, like sabotaging yourself to have the structure?
Yes and no. I mean, I was the king of crash outs. Like, I was just fucking my life off.
Yeah.
I had no will, no ambition, no direction. I was just an angry individual, and I took it out on the world. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would get into just as much trouble locked up as I would out here. I had a real bad problem with getting into fights. Like, I just get angry and start fights with people randomly, like the most random ass shit. I look back on how I used to be. I can't even conceive what the hell made me do the things I do or react the way I reacted.
Well, you must have and I don't want to speak for, but you must have eventually realized something was wrong because the Larry I know is like, I mean, you're respectable, you're a good tattoo artist, you are a good member of the community, so something must have really clicked eventually.
My children.
Understood.
You know, we all tell stories of our childhood. We all got stories to tell. And we also dictate the stories of the future from these children. And if I don't act accordingly, they'll be telling stories similar to me. My mission and goal in life is to make sure that as my children get older, all they have are good memories, fun stories to tell. Dad did this with them, Dad did that with them. I didn't have none of that growing up. I'm just trying to give them what I never had. And in a way, by doing that, I'm fixing me. You know, I can't change my past. I can change their future, though. And I'm trying to make sure that my children ain't got a story in their brain anywhere similar to what I had growing up.
That's solid shit, man.
So
that's solid.
What are some steps that you have taken to break the cycle?
A lot of it was just cutting people off. I used to, you could say anything to me and I would start it would be a fight. You could tell me so and so ran their mouth about me and now I gotta fight them because you know they're speaking on my name and shit. Just stupid little dumb stuff. Like I feel like I was brainwashed in a way by GTA and rap and movies and shit. Like what does it matter if so and so says that about me? They ain't saying it to me.
I leaned over. I just want to say something. Paul, he said one of the best tattoo artists out there talking about you, and then he laughed at there is no best prison.
There is no fucking best prison. If you try to tell me there's a best prison, you had too much fun in there, and yeah, that kind of just sets the gaydar off.
I was about to say probably a little fruity.
They got stories they don't want to tell their girlfriend.
So prison is supposed to rehabilitate, right?
It says who? Ain't no rehabilitation.
Says the system, right?
They lie. There is no rehabilitation in prison. You get thrown. Where do you think all the bad guys go? Where do you think all the killers, all these fools out here doing dumb shit every day? Where do you think they go? Ain't no rehabilitating. Now you're getting thrown in the pound with other pit bulls. Now you can either bare teeth or pick a corner.
Yeah. You know, we ask that with everybody who's been incarcerated or and that's always the standard. There is no fucking rehabilitation. That is like the standard of what everybody says. Even people that work for the state says that it's not for that. I'm like, you work there and you still don't think it's for rehabilitation. That's wild.
Prison does two things. It'll either make a man out of you or it'll make a bitch out of you. There's no in between.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So when was the last time that you went in?
I got out 2014. I'm going on 11 years not being in prison. Gone to jail a time or two since then, but it's been going on 7 years since I've even had to take the laces out my shoe.
Awesome. Fuck, you can't beat that, man. I do not miss those days. I was sleeping with a paper towel for a fucking pillow in the whole thing.
Yeah. Both your shoes curled up underneath your head.
And then
get away from my corner.
And I always went in there with shorts on and friggin' a t-shirt, so you know you're freezing your ass off in there. God. Well, okay, so you get out 2014. You said you had a kid at 26. How old is your kid when you got out of prison the last time?
Oh, I didn't have no kids when I was in prison. He was born about 2 years after I got out. He was born 2016.
How fucking old are you?
35.
Oh, fuck, dude. I thought you were older or something. I must have. No, I'm saying, like in my head, I must have thought that because you said, yeah, 26 you had. I don't know. I did math wrong in my head. Okay, so you had your kid 2 years after. Boy or girl?
Boy.
Awesome. And how old is he now?
9. He just turned 9 about 2 weeks ago.
Congrats, man. That's good. School going good for him?
Mm-hmm. He's homeschooled. My oldest two are homeschooled.
Okay.
That's interesting. Doing schoolwork a couple days a week. I sit down and do their school books with them, their schoolwork. Nice. It's fun.
Good stuff, dude. I mean that, to me, that's what being a father is being there and helping them with stuff they don't know how. So it seems like you're doing everything right. for what I can tell.
Trying my best. That's all I can do. This shit didn't come with no instruction manual. I probably wouldn't have read it anyway, but I mean, it didn't come with one.
Yeah.
So you said that nobody really backed your passions. Do your kids express passions that you totally support?
Oh, I support anything they want to do. Like, whatever, but most all they want to do is play video games and draw stuff.
Well, then they must be somewhat following your footsteps if the drawing stuff's high on the
So our tattoo guns, we got cartridges. Well, they sell these cartridges that instead of having a needle at the end, it's got a ballpoint pen inside there. So it drops down just like a needle does. Put in a tattoo gun, and I be letting my kids draw with them. It's been a few months since they played with it. But they actually use tattoo guns to draw on paper, and it's pretty fun. Teaches them how to use it, control it. I'd love to start it. My goal is to start a dynasty of tattoo artists. Like, my kids be artists, their kids be artists, and then in 100 years, everybody's like, yeah, we all go back to this one degenerate.
Do you prefer rotary or a coil?
See, that's hard to say, because when you're talking shading and coloring, like blackout and color, it's coil all day. When you're talking line work and light gray, rotary is probably better. But I got a different type of tattoo gun. It's like a hybrid between coil and the rotary. It's got battery powered and wireless like a rotary, but it's got a stroke on it like a coil. So my girl got it for me for Christmas. Spoiling a motherfucker.
Yeah, from seeing you guys on social media, it looks like you should get used to it. So,
Yeah.
so happy
How
for
long?
you. Yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
About 6 months.
Okay. Everything's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to hear. I love to hear that.
Yeah, we met. Time doesn't mean nothing. We met.
We got married after a month.
Yeah, so we are not the people to judge about.
But
time,
we also did a lot of LSD, like for a month straight.
Yep.
So I feel like I know the inside of him. Like, you know what I
That's
mean?
fucked up. That's fucked up, dude.
He said not like that.
Not like that, dude. Where were we? Okay, so your kid's 9 now, but you got out of prison in 2014. Was it you said you had a difficult time getting like back in the groove of things? Did you get a job?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I imagine
Definitely,
so.
yeah. With my first few years home, I was just out here thugging, doing dumb shit, hustling, fighting, partying.
Right on.
Just getting cars to go buy a car, and don't put insurance on it, get it took by the cops, go buy another one, and just keep burning them like that. All that. Obviously, if Paul's watching, people are listening. I'm sure quite a few people know me, know exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
Well, man, of course it was hard, so I apologize if sometimes my questions seem stupid, but just to set a tone for like people later that are watching or people watching now, but so you get out 2014, and I know I keep saying that, but it took you a couple years to get back into the groove of things. What was the biggest thing that helped you besides your kid? Like, was it a steady job? Was it or getting more into tattooing even? You know,
I mean, it's hard to say. So a few years back, I got into a real bad car accident. Up until then, I was still just fucking life off because, you know, there's always tomorrow. I can get in the shop. I've been able to get in the shops for over a decade if I wanted to. Just didn't want to because I can always do it tomorrow. I had a bad habit of procrastinating, putting stuff off. Well, me and a friend got into a bad accident, and he ended up passing away. I ended up with brain damage, facial fractures, cut down my face, my neck broke in 2 places, back in 2, popped off, my shoulder, my elbow still don't straighten out.
Fuck.
So I ended up being disabled for a while, and I have no clue how I'm alive. Like, I got slung, we both got slung from the vehicle. I woke up under the vehicle, but I woke up.
Okay.
And ever since then, I stopped putting things off. I stopped procrastinating. Any and everything it is, if it comes to my mind, I do it now. Or I try to do it now, get it going. I stopped bullshitting. I got into the shops, you know, started putting my artwork out there to be... Because I was doing all this work, but then I wasn't posting it, and I wasn't showing it off, or it wasn't getting the credit it deserved. Not no more.
Perfect.
I'm coming for it all.
So,
Awesome shit.
being in an accident like that, did it affect your art? Like, did it change? Did your style tweak? Anything like that?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would. So for like the first few months, everything I had to do with my left hand, and I just did a tat on myself with my left hand, and it turned out pretty good. As far as no, I don't feel like my art's changed any, or it didn't get any worse, didn't get any better. Knock to the head sure did adjust a few things in my life though.
Right on. No, I think she asked that, and I'm glad you did, because it's like certain really famous artists, like after a bad accident, they might have been painting sunshine, and now they're painting thunderstorms or whatever. So, so it wasn't sure if it darkened your
It
life.
looks like Picasso had a blue period. Where he painted in exclusively blue.
Yeah, I know that. Well, man, you guys, you know, it's funny because I always say this. I'm like, man, I don't know none of your story. It's like, it's surprising and some shit catches me off guard. You've had a pretty rough life. Just from what you've told me, I'm sure that's not even scratching the surface.
The tip of the iceberg.
So to go from that to where you are now with people that are watching, people that will watch, I'm sure they know you. They've seen you got put on a magazine cover. You made an award.
Ooh, you should talk about that. You should talk about that. What led up to the magazine cover thing?
So, my girl, she's a model. She got contracted to go model the convention, to hand out like magazines and raffle tickets and stuff like that. Well, it was a tattoo convention, and she asked if I could come too, and they was like, yeah, you can come. She's like, well, can he enter? Well, they ended up letting me enter into it. It was the first time ever entering in a convention or competition of any style. I've used all these years. I've just had my nose down, grinding it out, just trying to work, and to be honest, probably just been nervous of actually getting my shit judged.
Yeah.
So yeah, I took my buddy in. I did a bunch of work on him. You know, obviously I wanted to win.
Yeah.
I didn't actually in my head think I was gonna. There were so many people and so many other contestants with tattoos entered in, and then they ended up awarding me best in show.
Awesome.
So, yeah, no, it was pretty nice. My first time entering in a contest to take the best in show, and to have my girl hand me the award too.
Awesome.
So like it was just my cake, and I ate that bitch.
Fuck, man, that's good. You know, and it's, to me, it's so clear because half of my friends got your art on them. It's like half of Jackson, I'm sure, has your art on them. I have some on me. So it's like, so that's cool for you to finally get recognized, and it's cool for you to accept it, because I know sometimes that's hard for people to. I'm not speaking for you, but it's like, I didn't expect to win it. I heard you say that, but it's like, that's fucking cool you did, man. That's fucking awesome.
Oh, you're telling, it was a lifetime. My whole life I've wanted to enter these contests, and I just never have actually did it. You know, there's always been this or that, and I just didn't have the full lock in on it. I just wasn't fully committed, but now I'm entering them all. I'm coming for so many awards.
Awesome. And now you work in Lansing. Are you allowed to talk about the shop at all, where you work?
Yeah, I'm allowed to
right on.
work at Ink Therapy. We up there in the Frandor district, right across from WLNX News.
We used to live
That's
right
a
down.
great name, by the way.
yeah.
We definitely therapists.
Expensive, probably cheaper than normal therapists.
Yeah, they $300 an hour. I give you a discount.
I mean, if you're there's therapists that's like $150 an hour, and then there's therapists that's like $800 an hour, depending on.
And see, and I'm the one that's $150 an hour, but you get to keep it with you for life. You ain't gonna forget what I said.
I was gonna say, too bad the insurance company don't recognize it yet.
Hey,
I'll fucking say it.
Yeah.
One day. We just need to allocate that.
Okay. Well, man, that's Larry, it's awesome to see you going from where you were to where you are now, even though I didn't know you like everybody else did, but just seeing how well people know you, it's and you're like the perfect fit for this. From instead of prisoner to painter, prisoner to tattoo artist, or whatever. I mean, it's fitting, and people need to see more of this. So so you get out of prison, you have a couple kids, and it's like, so when did life really start getting good? When did you quit doing the dumb shit that, you know, that they say?
My son Liam, I ended up, so I got stuck with, I don't want to say stuck with him. I ended up getting this blessing of a boy when he was like 2 months old. His mother decided to not be in the picture.
Okay.
She called me from the hospital because when he was born, I got to see him a couple times. She disappeared, didn't see her again for a while, wouldn't let me see the boy. She calls me from the hospital, tells me he's up here in the hospital. I go up there, she leaves. A couple days later, they're releasing us. I contact her. I'm not gonna go into the specifics
Yeah,
of it, but long story short, I ended up leaving with my son, and it was just me for a few years with him. The night before she called me, I was at a biker club tatting all night long, and just going there all the time tatting on these guys, and tat till like 4 or 5 in the morning. Them bikers go hard. They ain't nobody sleeping until everybody's tatted.
Right on.
And then here I am carrying a 2-month-old baby all of a sudden, and I don't know what to do. Didn't have nobody to help me with it, and he slowed me down. He calmed me down, really humbled me to go from bouncing around, doing whatever I want, wherever I want, however I want, and then all of a sudden I'm stuck with this 2-year-old child. And at first it was frustrating, it was hard, a lot of sleepless nights. I'm the one that changed his diaper, I'm the one that changed his bottles, I'm the one that patted him and put him to bed, I'm the one that took him to the doctors. And I was fighting for my older 2 kids at that time. It had been a while since I had seen him, so he kind of just came through like a blessing when I needed him the most, because it was suicidal, homicidal. I was just out there. I couldn't see my kids. It was just killing me. And then boom, here's this blessing of a baby boy, and it calmed me, it humbled me. That was really the changing point, because if I fuck up, there's no one here to take him. Now with my older 2, I had fucked up, I had went to jail. Their mother was there. As much as me and her butt heads, I can't stand her, she is a good mother to them boys. I always in the back of my head, I guess, knew that if I fucked up, they were fine. But with Liam, there was no if I fuck up, it's fine. So it changed me. I changed everything in my life just to make sure that little boy was always going to be straight. And I just never stopped changing and stopped trying to get better. I don't want my kids to say my dad was a criminal. I don't want my kids to say that dad did this and dad did that. I want my kids to be proud of me. I want my kids to be proud of the things I've done. The only way I can do that is by steadily doing things that are worth being proud of.
Yeah. To me, that is the manliest thing a man can do, point blank, period. I'm going to say that, and then I'm going to ask you, what do you think the manliest thing you have done besides that?
Man, it's hard to say. It really is,
because I don't think nothing beats taking a kid on, doing it all year. I don't think nothing beats that, but what would your second best be? You ever beat somebody's ass that's 3 times your size? Hey, whatever, I'm asking questions here. Don't give me that look.
Shit like that. I can tell you 100 different stories of that. I'm known for standing right on a motherfucker's neck. I like standing on their chest and neck, look down and talk to them as they feel helpless.
Fuck.
But that was the old me, guys.
That is also
that's why I
going
asked
backwards
that,
in what thinking a man is in the beginning.
but that's why I asked that, because it's like, that is the manliest thing. That's manly as fuck. And now raising a kid, feeding them, doing all this, changing your life, that's impressive.
Honestly, but before the kids, I thought my prison bits and all the things I had did, and getting stabbed and hit with locks and all this shit I had been through, I thought that was manly until I had the boys and I had Liam and I got stuck with Liam, and I realized that wasn't manly, that was childish. That was a young, angry, hurt child that thought being angry like everybody was around me made me a man. It didn't. It made me the abuser until I realized it. Until I realized I was nothing more than what I hated. So the only way is, so how can I hate what I hated if I admit?
Yep.
The only way I can justifiably still hate that is if I change it.
Yep. Man, that was the hardest thing for me, was when I became self-aware. That was hard. I was like, I'll never be that. I'll never be that. And then you look in the mirror and I'm like, I am that. Like, son of a bitch. That's hard.
So how's it going now? How is being a father? You said you work up in Lansing at a shop. How is juggling normal life now?
Interesting, that's for sure. Kids half the week, no kids the other half. Try doing as many tattoos as I physically can. I love it though. I love this life I got. I love my kids. I love my woman. I love her kids. Me and her put together an awesome little family. And I don't know. I used to hate life. I used to just hate everything in life. Now I can't think of anything I hate other than losing on Call of Duty.
That's a good feeling.
And I just took first place on Fortnite for the first time. I'm just saying, that was like a fucking long fight. No, she over here laughing because she takes first all the time, but she can't get first in Call of Duty. I get Call of Duty because, you know, that COD be my shit.
I beat him in Mortal Kombat all the time.
Yeah, I don't get first in any game. I don't get first in any game. Oh, shit. Well, man, that's, yeah, I'm glad you asked that. So going from an old lifestyle to this lifestyle, it's got to be different. I mean, clearly, but
You got to give up the shreds of that old lifestyle. Any of it that you hold on to in your head and romanticize is just a form of self-sabotage. That whole, in order to fully obtain your new life, you got to dead your old life. You got to grieve it. You got to RIP that shit and keep it fucking moving. Because if you don't, it's only a matter of time. It's
only right back there.
It's like I'm going this September. It'll be 4 years since I stopped drinking.
Awesome.
I've had a shot or two like once in the meantime. I'm not gonna front like I haven't slipped up, but it's been 4 years since I stopped. And I'd be around people that drink, and I don't even get the urge. I used to drink. I think I partied too much in my younger years.
I think we all did.
Have you ever have you ever done 12 steps AA in anything of that
I was
nature?
court ordered to.
Right on. I was just curious because I didn't think you did, but some of the stuff you say is I learned that in AA. I don't think that's where you learned it. And I just think it's so cool that it's like it's so cool seeing people recovering 8 different ways and we all meet in the middle somehow. It's like I'm recovering from anger. This person's porn addiction. This person's drugs and alcohol. And it's like we all found a neutral ground in the middle. I just think
There are many different paths.
Yeah, as long as you get to the same outcome, it really don't fucking matter.
Exactly.
Katie?
What would you say was an instrumental part of the internal change? Besides the kids, like now, you said that you used to hate life. You don't hate life anymore. Like, what inside you changed to make you appreciate things?
Honestly, once again, it's still the kids, because like when you got kids and you're sitting there playing with them with a toy. I remember one time, and this was when Kenny was younger. I still only had one kid at the time. I was sitting there playing with him with a little fire truck, and I pushed the little button on the side, and it started going wee woo wee woo. And in the moment of it doing that, it brought back all this flood of memories of me as a little kid playing with a little fire truck, wee wooing it out and stuff. It's really them moments, all them little epiphanies I've had along the way with children, and it keeps bringing it back, and in the process of that, it brings back a flood of, you know, emotions, memories, you know, sights, smells, sounds that you remember from a childhood, and that helps strengthen it. That helps keep telling me I'm doing the right thing. It's just hard, you know. My father didn't really teach me anything about being a father, but in a way, more importantly, he taught me every single thing not to do as a father. So as long as I don't do them things, then I gotta be in the right somehow.
Well, and normally you don't learn from what people do right anyways. Normally you learn from what you do wrong. I mean, that unfortunately is the way I learn.
I got too many bumps on my head from that fucking being off the wall.
Well, man, I do apologize that we've jumped around, but you know, we're gonna wrap up here shortly. But I think I fixated. I think we got your story. So jail, you know, incarceration, anger issues, the turning point is when you had kids. What is success now for you? So you won an award, which is amazing. You're on a magazine cover. You got beautiful kids. You got a girlfriend. You own a house.
You got a blended family, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's substantial, Mike. So all these things. What does the future look like?
Oh, this is just the beginning.
Awesome.
This is just the beginning for me. I plan on coming for multiple awards. I plan on entering in multiple different competitions. Like 2025 is going to be the year that I spit the best ink I've ever spit so far, but once again, it's still just the beginning. It's kind of like how with a bow and arrow goes forward, but what's that arrow do first? It goes backwards some. My arrow is just leaving the bow. That's all it is. I'm just taking off.
That's the best way I've ever heard it described, dude. That's fucking awesome. So, man, So you're in the midst of finding more success.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That's perfect. Dude.
This like I said, I have intentions of entering in so many different conventions and competitions.
Well, I see you're pretty booked out. So let's say that, you know, out of the contest and whatever, how is success at your shop? You probably make decent money. You're probably pretty booked out. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, you know, I love doing work. I definitely try to stay booked out. I'm one of them guys that'll put 3-4 tattoos in one day. You don't gotta wait 3 weeks to get in with me. I will, if it can fit in a space on my schedule, I will put you there.
Awesome.
And I just like doing a lot of tattoos. I got a couple portraits I got coming out. I'm finishing a portrait on Thursday. I was supposed to do one tomorrow. Dude ain't responded on it yet. So if you watching this, man, get with me. If not, that's some lame shit. You know I want to do that portrait. I'm supposed to do a Juice WRLD portrait.
Oh, nice.
I know, right? I was like, dude, yes. And now he ain't answering. So, but yeah, no. Success for me is just to continue to get better and better and better. And I feel like I get better with every tat I'm doing still to this day. I still have little epiphanies. I'll be sitting there, I'm like, oh shit, and I have a lot of them oh shit moments still. So as long as I keep having them oh shit moments, I'm nowhere near my top or my cap.
Perfect. So success to me is money in this thing taking off, because I want to help the world, right? And I clearly want to make a lot of money. I don't know, I'm Mr. Krabs incarnate. What is your definition of success? Comfortability
In my life, comfortability with my work. I want to succeed, and I want to leave a legend for my kids.
Awesome.
With tattoos. And if I do that, then I'm successful.
Perfect. Man.
So, if there was one word that would describe your entire journey from start to where we are now, to summarize everything, what would it be?
One word. Evolution.
Okay.
Awesome. We have water, evolution, recovery,
Triumph.
Triumph.
Overcomer.
We're asking everybody what one word, because I bet you all successful people, I bet you it's eventually something overlaps. Like there's something similar between me and you, and something similar between me, you, and her. Even Phil Tripp, when he comes on, there's something similar. So I'm interested to see what it is. Katie, do you have anything else? Oh, I do before you do. I apologize. So one question I like to ask: is there anything that I missed that you would like to say? And if so, I mean, then the floor is yours. Or is there any question I should have asked that I did not?
No. The only thing I can think to say is shout out Ink Therapy. What's up, Jackson? Come book that fucking ink with me and let's get fucking at it.
Awesome.
Now, do you have like a website or something people can go look at, like Flash, anything like that?
So I have my Facebook. I'm the worst at putting stuff online. I suck at posting, but I be killing it. So if anybody want to reach out to me, Facebook Messenger is the best way to do it.
And we did tag you in the post,
Yep.
so.
Yeah, and we've been averaging about 1.5 thousand views. So I hope that one of those people get a hold of you. I mean, you know, I'm sure somebody will. So then to close off, I do this at the end of every episode. I'm going to lunch is on us. So
Appreciate it.
Yep. So it's from the Chase Sports Bar, 105 East Michigan Avenue, Jackson, Michigan, 49201. Their phone number is 517-768-8231. It says that they have a perfect atmosphere. Come to the Chase Sports Bar and have a beer with a group of friends. Try our award-winning pizza. I always was curious why they say award-winning.
It's pretty good pizza.
No, I know, but like, what award did they win? I'm not talking about them. What award? Like,
can I see the plaque?
yeah, like,
I think they did win an award.
or a fantastic burger while you watch the big game. We can even host your next work meetings or special event. A truly authentic and unique sports bar. Come to the Chase Sports Bar. Awesome. Pleasure having you on, Larry. Awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yep.
And this has been Prisoner Painter. Guys, have a great night. And